Okay, looking at 10-7, just a couple examples just to get you started with the guided notes. We're going to have you find the area of a sector, and we're going to have you find the area of a segment, which we'll get to in just a minute. So in 10-6, you talked about how long this arc was, arc length. Okay, now we're going to try to get the how much space that pizza slice takes up. So how big is that blue pizza slice? And what we're going to do, it's similar to how we did the arc length, but what we're going to do is we're going to take how many degrees we have. So this is AB, okay? The measure of the arc, not the length of the arc, the measure of the arc, the amount of degrees in the arc, divided by 360, that's how many degrees are in the circle, times the area of the circle, which is pi r squared. All right, so what we need to do is know how many degrees out of 360 the pizza slice is. So this time it's 45. So the area of this sector is 45 out of 360 times pi r squared. Pi times the radius is 6. So pi times 6 squared. All right, a lot of these will have you answer in terms of pi. So it looks like we're going to get a decimal here in terms of pi anyways, but that's what we're going to look to do. 45 over 360, that's the same as 1 over 8 times 36 times pi. So we just need to do the 36 divided by 8, and we get 4.5. We're going to leave pi as part of it. So on the homework quiz, just pay attention if it says nearest tenth or in terms of pi. This would be an area, so it's a square unit. We're talking about square inches. So this formula here will give you what you need. You need to know how many degrees out of 360, and you need to know what the radius is. And that's it. So when you look at the area of a pizza slice, it's not so bad. What can be a little bit tougher is this next question, is finding the area of a segment. Okay, so that's just this red pizza slice here. All right, and so there's not really a good formula for it. It's not really a rectangle because this end here is curved. All right, so there's not a specific shape this is. But we can figure it out with some subtraction. So take a look at this. I just showed you how to get the area of that whole pizza slice. Okay. I also know that you know how to find the area of a triangle. Okay. So what we're going to do for this, the formula for this, is to find the area of a segment. What we're going to do is we're going to take the sector, which I just showed you how to find, and we're going to subtract the triangle. All right, so to find, that's calculator's in the way, isn't it? The sector minus the triangle will give me the red pizza crust, what's left over. So for the sector area, we just figured out how to do that. Not so bad. For the sector, let me just go equals. For the sector, we have how many degrees out of 360? Well, 60 is given in the picture right here. Out of 360 times pi r squared. So pi times 4 squared. Okay. And then I'll actually come back to the triangle in a second. Okay. So then I'll just go one more step with this. This is 60 over 360 is 1/6. Okay, that's times 16 pi. Let's do 16 divided by 6. 16 times 1/6. So that's 2.67 times pi. All right, remember we're going to subtract the area of the triangle from that. So let me just carry that down for a second. How do we find the area of the triangle? Well, triangles have an area of 1/2 base times height, but I also showed you this formula which is going to be a lot more useful for the situation that we're in. Okay, because if this piece is 4, then this piece has to also be 4. So that can be my b, lowercase b, and c. All right, a is the angle, which is still 60. So I think when you do a segment, a pizza crust problem, I would use this triangle formula. 1/2 times b and c are going to be the same thing since it's just the radius, times sine of the angle, which is 60 this time. Okay, so we need 1/2. So 4 times 4 is 16, times half is 8. So 8 sine of 60 is going to be the area of that triangle. Okay, so let me see. It looks like my calculator won't do. Oh, here we go. All right, so if we go into the sine of 60, so we go 60 and then sine. We're going to multiply that by 8. And we get the area of the triangle is 6.93. So now we're actually going to want to go back and get the area of the segment. So that was just the triangle area there. Okay, the area of the segment is these two numbers subtracted. So we have 2.67 times pi. Let's get that one punched in. 2.67 times pi, which is 8.38. So this piece is 8.38. We're going, oops, I'm sorry, bad rounding, 8.39 minus 6.93, or the area of the segment, is what we get when we punch that in. So we have 8.388, I'll keep it like that for now, minus 6.93, and we get about 1.46. So again, when you do these ones, if you're not going to really leave these in terms of pi, this is still a square unit. So just be careful and just understand, I'll be checking the work. If you're 1/10 off or 2/10 off or whatever it might be, well, it looks like you can't quite see. There we go. If you're really close to the right answer, then you'll be okay. I'll be able to figure that out and figure out what you were doing. Okay. So just to recap, your sector area is here. Okay, pretty straightforward, just a chunk of the area of a circle. And then your segment area, defining the pizza crust, take the sector formula and then the triangle formula, so these two formulas, and just subtract them from each other. Okay, hope that helps. Now try the guided notes and the homework.